And we're recording, so we're good. Okay, I'm just gonna admit a few more people here. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sogol Haji, and I'm the Community Engagement and Innovation Manager here at 411 Senior Center. And I have been the Backbone Senior Coordinator since April 2024 for this role, and which had quite a gap between this one and the one that we had last year. So thank you for joining us today, and we are delighted to meet you and see the organizations that we previously worked with and meet new people. So
Yes, hi, my name is Chloe Strauss. I also work at 411 Senior Center. I'm our senior services manager here. So, also since April last year, I've been managing our navigation peer support services, our income tax clinic. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to working with Sobel to support all of you and just learn about what you guys are doing and yeah, work together to offer NPS all over BC. I think it's pretty awesome. So, with that, we're going to just kind of get started. So just want to start with a land acknowledgement. Um, so I'm getting all these sounds from the admit. Okay. So I just want to start off with a land acknowledgement on behalf of the Navigation and Peer Support Backbone team here at 411. We want to acknowledge with deep respect and gratitude that we live, work, play, and collaborate on the unceded territories of the Squamish, Musqueam, and Tsleil-Waututh nations. We know that you folks are joining us from all over, so we welcome you to share the land acknowledgement of the territories that you're on in the chat if you would like. Just think that, considering where we work and the folks that we work with, it's so important for us to always, be conscious of this and working towards reconciliation in our work that we do every day. Just a little bit of housekeeping. If everyone can keep themselves muted during Sobel and I's presentation today, that would be very much appreciated. If you have any questions, feel free to pop them in the chat. We'll have some time at the end to go over questions. And if there's anything pressing, then we'll also be keeping an eye on it and can address it as it comes up. And the session will be recorded and uploaded to Core, which is where you can access all your Better at Home and NPS resources. Yeah, so that's everything kind of about today's meeting. So I'll just run over the agenda with you all quickly. So first, we're just going to do some introductions because we want to meet all of you. And then we're going to discuss the NPS goals and objectives, and also explain to all of you kind of what 411 is here for, what we can do for you in our role as the backbone organization for NPS. We'll also talk about some NPS essentials for Better at Home organizations, and we'll talk about upcoming community of practices as well, kind of when those will be and what to expect. And then we'll just talk about some next steps. So that is our agenda for today, unless I missed anything. I think that's all good. And yeah, so we can start off with introductions. So we would love to, okay. We would love to know, of course, your name and what organization you're from. We're very interested to know if NPS is a new service to your organization or if you've already been offering it. So we'd love to hear that. We'd love to know how many staff and volunteers are involved in your program and who your NPS program is intending to serve. So maybe for this, should we go back into gallery mode so we can all see each other and then pass um, the yeah. So kind of how we can do it so that we're not waiting around too much is that we can pass once you've shared, just pass the introduction to somebody else and then they can share as well. So yeah, I can start. Again, I already introduced myself, but I'm Chloe from 411. Our NPS program has been running for since 1977, so it's not new. And we have about 10 volunteers who support it and 2 staff members, being Sogol and myself. And we work to support older adults in the Lower Mainland, primarily Vancouver, but really anyone who can get to us, whether by phone or in person, we will do our best to support. So I see Libby Williams, and I will pass it to you to introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Libby Williams. I live on the south side of Burns Lake, and the territory is the Nitai territory. And I work for Better at Homes out of Burns Lake, but we are on the other side of the lake. So you take a ferry to get to us, and it's pretty remote and rural. Um, I cannot tell you the number of people that are actually in the Better at Homes program. I've only been with the navigation and peer support since last Thursday, and I am the one person covering for somebody that's off on sick time. And what were the other questions that you wanted?
How many staff volunteers are involved in your NPS program and who your NPS program is intending to serve?
It's intending to serve the seniors in the south side of Burns Lake and in Burns Lake proper. And I cannot tell you the number of volunteers and the number of staff that are involved because I don't have that information. And I'll pass on to Haida.
That's okay. Welcome to the program then, Libby.
Thank you.
Okay, you pass it on to someone that you see next to you.
Haida.
Yeah,
Hi, I'm just going.
I've got, thank you, Libby. Yeah, my name is Haida Bolton. I am the program coordinator for Pender Harbor Better at Home. We serve seniors over the age of 60 from Half Moon Bay up to Egmont. It's a very rural community on the Sunshine Coast. And yeah, I'm just trying to wrap, I think I'm not sure. We do a little bit of navigation and peer support in what I understand it is. A lot of our funding was passed on to the Sunshine Coast Resource Center, so they do a lot of that as well for on our behalf and for the lower coast. But I'm here to better understand exactly what is meant by navigation and peer support. And if I'm actually doing it, I want to learn tools for, what was I trying to say? Strategies for documenting what we do in this, I've got my communication book, but is there something more that I could be doing? So I'm just here for curiosity.
Great to have you. Okay, I see Skylar.
I'm supposed to pass it on to
Skylar, would you
someone.
go for next?
Sorry, did you pass it on to someone?
I asked Skylar, I think, if she can unmute
Oh,
herself
okay.
right now. Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Hi, my name is Skylar. I'm the Better at Home coordinator for Galliano Island. I started transitioning into the role in December of last year, kind of transitioning out of different jobs. So it's been a bit of a slow start. However, I think I can answer most of the questions asked here. So my name is Skylar. I'm working for the Galliano Healthcare Society. Navigation and peer support. I wouldn't say it's new. I'd say, people reach out and we help them get connected with what the different services are. I'd say this is more a formalization, and I'm hoping also, I think, as well as Haida, some guidance on the best way to track it. Probably imagine similar to the Better at Home tracking, but whatever guidance we can offer is be appreciated. We have 3 service providers. We're just in the process of trying to get a 4th on board. Volunteer list would be harder to pin down. Mark, my community connector colleague, would probably have the answer to that, but she's not here today. And our program serves the seniors of Galliano Island for our little island's location. And that is everything, I think, for all the questions. And then I can go ahead and pass that on to Indira if you're okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Hi everyone. My name is Indira or Indy, and I don't know if you can hear me properly. I'm trying on.
We
Okay,
can,
awesome.
indeed. Hi,
Sounds
yeah.
good. Okay. I am the Healthy Aging Specialist at United Way, BC. My region covers the Fraser Health Authority region, and so I have worked with some of you in the past and currently as well. And yeah, I'm in United Way, so I'm not necessarily, I don't think I can answer some of your questions there, so I'll just pass it
Yeah,
along if
sure.
that's okay. But also I'll take this time to just letting you know that some people might be joining the Teams link instead of this link, and I think that's why I don't know if we have the complete list
Oh,
of
there was
people
a
here.
Teams link too?
Yeah.
My bad. Okay.
So, well, I guess you do that in the background, so I'll pass it to
Okay.
Elizabeth.
Hi, everyone. Thanks, Indy. My name's Elizabeth. I am with Umbrella Community Services. We serve the South Surrey White Rock area as well as some of the Newton area for certain services, but with Better at Home specifically, it's the White Rock South Surrey. I have been with Brella for 3 years, generally doing the Better at Home programs, and as of this year, taking on more of the navigation role. With what we are doing, I am working with most of the programs under United Way, so that's like with the social prescribing, um, um, and then, so what I'm doing is the intakes for all of our programs and trying to sort of emphasize my role as being that first person contact, and so that I can do that navigation piece with them, but also connect them to all of our services to kind of streamline everything. I am that main person with the navigation, so it's just me as a staff for that. But I do work with all of our other staff members to coordinate the different programs. And then this is our first year with the actual navigation and peer support program, but we have been, I think, similar to Skylar, we've been doing a lot of that navigation piece already. So especially through one of our programs, Senior Connectors, where we have one specific one connector who comes to our organization and works with clients. But that also doesn't include all of our friendly visitor volunteers and all of our other volunteers that are helping create that as well. So yeah, I think that sums up the questions. My biggest thing as well too is I'm looking just to learn a little bit more about how we can be tracking it and those tools and networking so that we can, create more of that community. So yeah, so thanks for having me at this, and I'll pass this on to who's the next person on my list here? Charlene.
Hi, I'm Charlene Laramie, and I'm with Inclusion Powell River up on the Sunshine Coast. It's a fairly new role for me. I've only been here about a month, and it's also a new program for Powell River. I'm hoping to be able to eventually recruit some volunteers and help with the form filling part of it, because we've had quite a lot of people interested in help with their forms. Like a lot of you that have gone before, there's quite a few people in the community doing the navigation because people need help. But we found that there's just so much information out there. So it's a matter of, and a lot of it's outdated on different websites. So just trying to find a really good site and also to compile resources that are really helpful and then efficient for us to use as well. Tracking, more information on tracking so that we can properly track would be really useful. And just really appreciate being able to meet all of you today. I'll pass it to, I can't quite see who hasn't gone yet. Elise.
Hi everyone, my name is Elise Gert. I also work for United Way, British Columbia, and I'm the manager for the Fraser region alongside Indy. And yeah, I can't answer the other questions, so I will pass it. I see here next is Ravi.
Thanks, Elise. My name is Ravi. I am the specialist for the Vancouver coastal region. Some of you may know Bev Pittman, who I work very closely with. So for those of you in the Vancouver coastal region, I imagine we'll be connecting soon. I will pass it on to my colleague, Lorelei.
Hey, thanks, Ravi. It's spelled Lorelei, pronounced Laura Lee. So I'm Laura Lee Phillips, and I've just been with United Way now 2 weeks. So it sounds like there's a few of us who are new, yeah, on the call. Yeah, just new, looking forward to learning more and particularly meeting the folks in the Northern Health region. I'm the manager of healthy aging in that area. And who do I see on my list? I see Elaine.
Hi, everybody. I'm from the Link in Burns Lake. Libby and I work together. We are the 2, maybe 3 staff that are going to be doing the navigation and peer support. It is new to our program, so we're excited to get going with it and to learn more. We have about 10 volunteers in our Better at Home program, so maybe we can take some of them from there and get them interested in navigation and peer support as well. And in terms of who we're going to be serving, I think all of our seniors is who we're going to be targeting and seeing who we can get going on that information superhighway. Who hasn't gone yet? I can't even really see a whole lot of names.
Maybe Fiona, you go next.
I'm Fiona. I work at Agassiz Harrison Community Services. I am the program coordinator and team lead for all of our senior services. That includes Better at Home, our social meals, social prescribing, our transportation program, which is Drive for You, and our TAPS program, and as well as our senior resource services. Also the volunteer program and the food bank as well. So while like all the rest of the people have been mentioning, we've kind of been doing the navigation and peer support, but this just makes it official now, which we're really pleased. And I too would like to have more information about tracking, especially how to track the services in iUnite and how we keep track between for example, we have a social prescriber and how we would track those clients that may be coming to both of us for different services. Overall, as an organization, we have about 30 staff, but for the senior programs in particular, we have 4. There's 4 of us that are doing all the senior programs. And that's about it. I will pass it on to my colleague, Eunice.
Hello, everybody. I'm Eunice. I work for Agassiz Harrison Community Services. I am the community connector, and I've been starting to do the navigation and peer support. I would say since January. And so I'm becoming that first point person where I receive the seniors, the referrals, and then triage to the different services we have. Yeah.
Thanks, Eunice. Maybe Paulo, you go next.
Hi, everybody. Can you see me? I cannot see me. I don't know what's going on here. Okay.
No, we can see you. We can hear you. You're good.
Can hear me too. 1 second. Okay. So we don't have, I am from Chair Family and Community Services. We are the Tri-Cities Better at Home program. I am one of the Better at Home coordinators. We do have a growing senior team here in the Tri-Cities. We have 3 social prescribers, We have one volunteer coordinator, and we also have a coordinator who does non-medical support. So we are big and growing. We don't have the NPS position yet. I'm looking forward to having that added to the Better at Home program. So I'm here to learn what, because it's a very new position, right? So I'm here to learn what everybody who does have the NPS position at your organization is doing, so I can bring those ideas forward with my supervisors, as I want this to be part of the Better at Home program. My coworker, Elisa Ponti, and myself have been in this position for many, many, many years. So we do have a lot of experience referring seniors across the Tri-Cities to many different services. So we think we are already doing the NPS position, kind of like everybody else who's a Better at Home coordinator. You cannot really do this job without, referring seniors to the many different places. And so, yeah, that's, I can comment on the other ones, but yeah, I'm looking forward to learning today what other NPS are doing. Thank you.
Thanks.
I will pass it. Sorry, Togo.
No, you go.
You want to say something?
No, you pass it on to someone else. I just wanted to say it.
It will be our wonderful Better at Home coordinator from Maple Ridge and Pitt Meadows, Sue.
Thanks, Paula. Can you guys hear me? Okay, sorry. Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Here, I'll turn on the video. I'm working from home today. So actually I'm online here with Christine Cavaleras, who is my peer. And so I'm the program coordinator for the Better at Home program. So in my program, I have probably about 35 volunteers that help us with the transportation, grocery shopping, food bank pickups, and whatnot. So I sort of take care of everything from that aspect. Christine actually has been the individual taking care of the navigation and peer support. So initially her and I shared that role, but now she has taken it on her own, coupled with Meals on Wheels. So I'm going to let Christine speak a little bit more because she's a lot more well-versed than I am with reporting, etc. And she's been with community services a little bit longer than I have. So take it away, Christine.
Thanks, Sue. So I'm Christine Cavaleras, and I've been with Maple Ridge Pitt Meadows Community Services probably about 5.5 years. We've had the NPS program for a little over 4 years, I believe. I've been program coordinator for Meals on Wheels and senior navigation peer support during that time. Now we have about 9 staff that support the seniors program. And we have 2 social prescribing. We've got Better at Home. We have an admin position. We have digital literacy. Of course, Meals on Wheels has been around for 53 years in our agency. We also have 3 admin people that back support these programs and are very well versed at sharing information. This includes 2 front desk and an admin person. So as far as volunteers, I'd say we are about, at minimum, I'm going to guess about 75 volunteers for this program. We also have one other staff that does do some navigation support too. And her name is Sandy. Her and I have started the last 2 years, which has been really successful, community connection events. So we go out and we gather seniors all together at once. This can be in housing, say maybe basic housing situations like a building, churches, other groups. We've connected through the Men's Shed, the Seniors Network. So we do these collab events. We invite other partners in the community and we do a presentation and we tell them about all the United Way programs, where they can connect to services. We also share about our seniors center in town and Pitt Meadows. So we serve Maple Ridge and Pitt Meadows. And what else did you want to know? For tracking. So I used the initial spreadsheets that came out at the very beginning of senior navigation. And we do our own tracking through all of our phone logs. Our front desk does tracking if they've shared any information. And a lot of the follow-up one-on-one I tend to handle, but we do take volunteers to all of our community events. And a lot of our volunteers have volunteered for over 5 years, 10 years, and some are 15-year volunteers. So very informed. So have I covered all the bases?
I think so, yes. Thank you so much. Can you pass it on to someone on your list? You're muted. Okay, Parvin, why don't you go next?
Hi, I'm Parvin from Mount Pleasant Neighborhood House, and I'm part of the seniors team here. It's yeah, so same as like other organizations mentioned here, we've been doing a lot of referrals. But it's actually our first year that we're having navigation and peer support here. And yeah, thank you so much for having this meeting. And I'm looking forward to learn more about like how to recruit and train volunteers. Yeah, and so far it's only me. So yeah.
Awesome, thank you. Good to have you. Zabina, I know you put something in the chat, but would you mind just...
Yeah, no worries. Hi, Sogol. Hi, everyone. Good to be here. My name is Zabina Rahman. I am the Shine Program Manager here with Senior Services Society. We've been doing information, referral, and navigation, I would say, over 4 decades now. We have 16, 17 staff members, and 6 of which are with the housing team. Happy to be here today and learn about how everyone else is doing navigation in the space. Our organization serves older adults who are age 60 plus, who are able to leave independently. We also have my colleague Paul, who manages the support services program for which Better at Home operates. So for our local New Westminster residents, we have our support calls, we have our light housekeeping intake, we have medical transportation, we have social outings, form and tax filling, as well as our tax clinics. So that's for me. And yeah, so as I say, we're Senior Services Society of BC, so we do cover the whole province, but we do get a lot of calls in from those places, but we do a lot of work for seniors who are in the Lower Mainland. So thank you, everyone. Nice to see you all. Hello to Elizabeth from Brella, our partner in Shine. Thank you. Let's see, who hasn't gone? Trish, I believe. Go ahead. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Thank you. My name is Trish Paulson. I'm sorry it will not allow me to edit my name on here for some reason. And I apologize in the beginning of this meeting. I had to start the meeting in the car, and then I got into the building, and then I got moved from the building into the hallway. So here I am. I am very new to my position as Navigator of Peer Support. And I am with Volunteer Terrace. We're located up in the north here in a town called Terrace, BC, which is in the Pacific Northwest. We serve our local older population and for medical appointments to neighboring communities, sometimes even Prince George or Prince Rupert, Kitimat, Stewart, but primarily here in Terrace. We help them with everything that we can. I'm the only person with the Navigator Peer Support Program yet at this time. And I'll be working under two wonderful leaders, which are Tracy Davidson and Carol Leclerc. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how we can provide, along with the other programs that Volunteer Terrace offers, fully wraparound services to our older population. Thank you.
Thanks for
And
being
I don't
here.
know how many volunteers we have, sorry. And the next person, let me just see, I don't have a list here. Can someone choose someone for me?
Samuel, please, you go.
Thank you.
Of course. Okay, if you
Hi,
okay.
hi everyone. Sorry, 1 second here. Yeah, so yeah, my name is Samuel. I'm program manager for program home service at Success, and we're with the Hastings Sunrise catchment. So we're working alongside Frog Hollow Neighborhood House in that area, and we're just providing right now a lot of form filling, navigation, and the such, and we're just sorting out our services with having working together with them. Nice to meet everybody.
I see Sophia.
Hi everyone. So I'm with Pacific Center Family Services. I'm very new to the NPS coordinator position for a Better at Home program. It's still something that's very new to us. So we serve seniors in the West Shore of the South Vancouver Island. So in our Better at Home program, we currently have one community connector, I myself, and then just one Better at Home program coordinator that overlooks the whole program. I believe we currently have about 12 volunteers, and we're currently working on recruiting some more and also retaining them as well. And also developing a better tracking system as well. And then we're also trying to further our transport services. And yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Smitty.
Sorry, I just joined. It's actually Wendy, but I wasn't sure what the question was.
And they're in the chat, but it's just introducing yourself and your organization. If the NPS service is new to your organization or you had it before, how many staff or volunteer are working for this program, and that's it.
Okay, so I'm Wendy Rakolski. I'm from the Langley Senior Resource Society. This is our first year to actually get the navigation and peer support funding, but we've always had navigators here. And we are a really large community center, so we have over 200 volunteers in different areas, but that works our front desk, our volunteer drivers, our operations, filing, everything. So we are very large here.
Okay. Oh, we have not I see Tamara. Yvonne.
I can go. I'm from Volunteer Cowichan. My name is Kelly. We serve the Cowichan region, which is very vast. We have a combination of urban and rural remote. So we serve from the top of the Malahat out to Yubo, Lake Cowichan, Maple Bay, Crofton, Chemainus, and Duncan, Mill Bay, Shawnigan Lake. Very huge area. We have about 200 active clients in the Better at Home program. We do what we call a lot of asset mapping. So I think that kind of falls into, and we have an asset map that we have built. So I think it kind of falls into this realm. I'm really new to the navigation. This is the first time we've gotten the funding as well. So I'm very excited to learn about tracking and formally how this process is going to work. Thank you for having me, and thank you for having this meeting.
Thanks for joining. Sandy.
Hi, everybody. I'm Sandy McCrate in Castlegar.
I have been working with and for seniors since about 2006. So in 2 different roles, I work with, I'm a CRN, Community Response Network Coordinator. So with that hat on, I run what I call IRIS, or Increasing Recreation Involving Seniors. So Kootenai IRIS on Facebook. I have about 20 volunteers, and we do steady, regular monthly events, all free for seniors 60 plus. My other hat, I am at Castlegar Community Services. I'm the manager of senior services. I've been running the Better at Home program since we started it in 2012. We are just new to the Community Connector, just doing hiring now. As well, we have obviously the navigation and peer support funding, and AIM as well. So transportation is a big part of what we do here for seniors. I think that was everything.
Yeah. Aphrodita, if I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong.
No, that was great. So yes, just alongside with Wendy there, I'm at Langley Senior Resources Society, new into the role, just about 5 weeks now. So yeah, just getting to know all the kind of supports that are available and what I can kind of provide and navigate the system with our seniors here. And thank you for having me. Thank you.
Thanks for joining. Who I missed? Kelsey? Anyone else, Chloe, you see that we missed? Or if we miss, you just open up your mic and
Hi, I'll go because I was having lots of issues with my speakers. So yes, thank you for having me. I work for the Senior Wellness at One Sky in Penticton. So we predominantly support our seniors within the Penticton area. As part of that team, I think we have maybe 50 volunteers for our program, which is fantastic. And keeping hold of them is just keeping them connected and what have you. I am very new to this role. Started off as admin support and just sort of like progressing into this. So this is great for me to listen and understand what other people are doing and how they are supporting their seniors and people in their area. So thank you.
amazing. Anyone else?
Hi, I'm Maureen from Quadra Circle on Quadra Island near Campbell River off Vancouver Island. We have a Better at Home program under Quadra Circle and a social meals grant that helps our seniors activity program. We're the only senior support service on Quadra with a population of about 1,600 seniors. We tend to, our target group is the lower income people that are underserved and who maybe have health issues or other barriers to services. We have had a information and referral service, and we also developed a peer support program called NavCare through a grant from UBC. So we have 15 volunteers that have trained under that program that are matched with people that are isolated and needing much more support. Our office volunteers help run the office and also do information and referral and client navigation. So we've been doing it, but not having the adequate funding to do it. So this is our first time getting funding from United Way on that.
Good to hear that. Okay, I think, Chloe, we can move on to the slides. Sorry, it took a lot of time for introduction at the first session. It's important because this is the first time we're gathering and getting to know each other. So probably next time we know each other and don't have to do this. I will share my screen right now to continue our presentation. Okay. Okay, I believe it's important to start with a refresher on our goals, history, and roles. This will set a solid foundation for our future meetings. As you know, United Way developed 3 pillars for healthy aging, which was increase physical activity, reduce social isolation, and maintain and enhancing independence. These pillars have guided their work since then, and they have informed the 12 regional consultations with the stakeholders that have been held each year from 2018 to 2020. That process revealed that older adults with higher needs increasingly requested support from community-based senior services across the province, which reflects the policy of BC's Ministry of Health to encourage older adults to live in their own homes for as long as possible and to support the concept of aging in the place, a desire also shared by seniors themselves. The regional consultations also revealed 6 key priority areas for focusing, including 1 for information, referral, and advocacy. Research on aging also demonstrate that a large majority of older adults want to learn about the services available to them, but often do not know how to do so. So the Navigation and Peer Support Program was developed to respond to that need and to supplement other higher needs programming that had already begun in January 2020. Navigation and Peer Support is a standalone program launched in January 2020 and targeted low-income older adults with immediate higher needs. It aimed to increase use of support programs, improve confidence in accessing resources, and enhance quality of life and support aging at home. After that, we moved to this year's, which, okay, I messed this up. I'm just managing this 2 screens. So yeah, starting in 2025, this year, NPS funding will no longer be offered as a standalone stream, but will be integrated under the Better at Home umbrella. The shift aims to complete the circle of services that are being provided by Better at Home, enhancing community outreach, and ultimately support more seniors across the province. By embedding navigation and peer support into the broader Better at Home framework, organizations will be better positions to offer seamless, wraparound support that reflects the evolving and interconnected needs of older adults. This integration also strengthens collaborations between service providers. It reduces fragmentations and creates a more coordinated approach to aging in place. As this transition unfolds, clear communication, shared learning, and flexibility will be key to ensuring that the unique strengths of the NPS model are preserved and continue to drive impact within local communities. NPS partners work with United Way's healthy aging programs to increase use of community-based provincial and national support programs and resources. They also work to improve older adults' confidence and ability to access these resources. They aim to improve quality of life, including better health and ability to choose to live at home. And also they increase their sense of social connectedness and empowerment as members of the community. Right now, we are sharing the dates for the next community of practices in which we will gather and share and learn from each other. We will be sharing materials with you, and we are right now identifying the clusters of organizations that deliver services within a specific geographic area. If you are already part of a larger alliance or collaborative networks, just please let us know so we can build on the existing foundation. This approach ensures that organizations within the same region can better support each other as they might know about the local resources that they are available for them, and we might not know about them. So this year, as we move towards this new model of having NPS under the Better at Home umbrella, we are having 62 partners. So this is an amazing number. Last year, until the funding was a standalone funding, there was 13 organizations who were funded, and we had 16 organizations supporting us without having funding. But this year we are 62, and as you can see, we are very, dispersed around the province. So if we can work together in clusters of network, maybe that can better, enhance the efficiency of like asset mapping and stuff. For now, the clusters that we identified is basically based on the health authority regions, which is like the Fraser Health Authority. You may see your organization's name under age, Interior Health Authority, Northern Health, Vancouver Coastal Health, and Vancouver Island Health. So this sounds so natural to us for now, but if you feel that there needs to be more organization within your cluster, please let us know. Or as mentioned before, if you already have something as a collaboration or an alliance or something like that, that can also help us with connecting you guys more. Moving on to 411's role. We are contracted to provide backbone support for the programs in 6 areas. We are going to help with leadership. We are helping with learning quality assurance. We'll help with building capacity, mapping assets, managing grants, and communication. We want to ensure the adoption of the most promising practices of ongoing learning and of improvements in quality. Communities of practices are leveraged to support and promote sharing of knowledge and learning, mutual solving of problems, and building partnerships in the community. We want to engage program participants in measuring the impact of their service and which explores whether NPS granting stream is meeting its objectives. So we will, as mentioned in the first part, as people were trying to seek new ways of like recording and having intakes, we will help with that. We want to bring more life to the mutual platforms that we share together, like Floor, having more discussions and having more questions and answers on that. So we will start doing that, and you will start hearing from us pretty soon. And with that, let me ask my colleague Chloe, our senior services manager, to share a bit about what 411 does in general. I heard from a few of you that there might be some confusion of lack of familiarity with our services and our capacity for referrals. So Chloe, could you please give us an overview of what we do and what we heard from previous NPS COPs, that what are the most pressing problems that people face, seniors face, and we have to help with that.
Absolutely. So yeah, I guess I'll just give a quick overview of what 411 offers before getting into this. So 411 Senior Center started in 1977, and that's when we started our information and referral, which is now called Navigation and Peer Support Program. So that we have been offering since 1977. It's done by volunteers. So volunteers are providing the information, navigation, form filling, referral support, all of that. We also have a large income tax clinic that runs, of course, in March and April, but also throughout the year. We have a free legal advice clinic in collaboration with Access Pro Bono. And we also have a lot of community programs to target social isolation and well-being. So we have like physical activity classes like line dancing, cardio exercise. We have a lot of outings. We have social activities, lots of events. I will say we don't have Better at Home, so that might be confusing to some. But we do have, again, we are still contracted to provide this backbone support to you all. So again, we don't have Better at Home, but we will, work with you guys to see how NPS can fit nicely in your Better at Home program. We also have lunches. Food security is a big part of our organization as well. We have the social meals grant from United Way BC, and we also have affordable lunches on a regular basis as well.
Sorry to interrupt you. Can you please put the slide back so we can follow along with what you're saying?
Oh, this information is not on the slide, but the next, I'll get into that now. So yeah, we can go to the next slide, Sogol. So in our navigation and peer support program, and what we've heard from other organizations who offer NPS, is that these are the most pressing issues. So I imagine a lot of you, these will resonate with a lot of you, but this is also an opportunity to hear from you guys if there's anything you want to share. We see a lot of issues related to housing, of course, BC housing, subsidized housing, evictions, all of that. Of course, supporting people with their finances and government benefits, accessing medical care, food insecurity, taxes, transportation, translation services, navigating technology, social isolation, immigration, and knowledge of available services. So these are kind of the most common requests that we get for support with. And I would love to hear from you all. Do these resonate with you? Are there any specific areas that you're getting a lot of requests for? Any trends or patterns that you're seeing? Yeah, I would love to hear from you. If anyone would like to share, you can just feel free to unmute yourself and go ahead.
I would say that these are right along in line with everything that I've experienced thus far.
All right. Well, again, this covers a lot. So if no one has anything else to share, that's fine. As we're organizing our community of practice meetings, we will be focusing on these as topics. And if ever there's something really specific that you're looking for within these, please do let us know. Because of course, something like housing is really broad and, you might have some issues that are very specific to the area that you're in or the population you're working with. So we want to hear the patterns and trends that are coming up for you, especially if that resonates with other organizations. We can kind of work together to figure out how to address them.
Chloe, sorry, I just wanted to say we also have legal advocacy, a lot of tenants needing support with legal services, senior abuse, things like that, assistance with the residential tenancy hearings. So I just wanted to add that piece in.
Yeah, that's a great point. Legal support is definitely something that we see a lot of
Yeah.
as well. And yeah, I'm sure, a lot of you folks have been supporting folks dealing with eviction notices and the RTA and RTB and all of that. Thank you for adding that, Sabina.
You're welcome.
And then we also wanted to share some of the challenges that community-based senior services are facing. Again, this is stuff that we are experiencing, stuff we've heard from other service providers, and again, would love to hear from you if there's anything that that we're missing here, but challenges of dealing with BC housing. So some of these things that are out of our control, staff and volunteer shortages, difficulties with volunteer recruitment, not having access to quality training materials, availability and accessibility of community resources, language barriers, uncertainty due to funding, and something that I heard of quite a few times is tracking data and dealing with data recording. So that is something that it sounds like you're all dealing with as well. Is there any other issues that come up for you all that you'd like to share today? We'd love to hear from you.
I would say, sorry, go ahead.
I'd say the challenges that you've listed here pretty much cover the bases, at least for us, of things we have to try and overcome together.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's I'm glad we didn't miss too much. Again, if anything ever comes up and there is a challenge that you're facing, please do reach out to us and let us know. And if it's not maybe a quick fix, it's something that we can work on together. And of course, that's why we're hosting these meetings, so that we can crowdsource information and learn from each other and support each other with some of these issues that are a lot bigger than us, like BC housing and whatnot. Yes, Sabina, I see her.
Chloe, sorry, could I add? Sorry. What we're seeing is a challenge with the lack of affordable housing, and the clients who have such a low income, like the clients who are not on federal income assistance, PWD, it's just a lack of available options there for them. You know, we've got clients maybe looking at room sharing now, or, you know, going into the private space, which isn't really secure in that sense. So just those are a couple of things that we see, the trends that we're seeing and the challenges.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for sharing. That also reminds me of a gap that we see as well, which is a lack of support for seniors in the 55 to 59 or 55 to 64 range, who may not qualify for benefits yet, or if they're on income assistance, they can't get SAFER, so they can't get other benefits. So that is definitely a challenge, I think, serving those younger seniors who are still experiencing a lot of the challenges that other older adults are facing as well. Anything else anyone would like to add here?
I have a question.
Sure.
When it says 411 seniors,
Mhm.
can they dial 411 and get information? I noticed that there was also like Maple Ridge has 211. So do they call 211 to get access to a navigator or information?
Yeah, so I can clarify that for sure. So, 411, the name of us was actually based on our old address of the old building we used to be at, 411 Dunsmuir. If you call 411, I don't know what you'll get. We do have a direct line that I believe has been shared, and we'll share it again. But that'll just go to Sokol and I. So we'll just be picking up the phone to chat with you and answer your questions. As for 211, that is a service run by United Way BC that is very general information and referral. So they have navigators who will answer the phone and provide information. I think you can call or text as well. Yes, and Trish adds in the chat, 411 is a paid service to look up information. So there is another 411, but we're not affiliated. Anything else before we go on to the next slide? Okay, I think we're all good from here then. The next thing that we wanted to cover, again, this is more of a get to know you session, but we did want to share just kind of a small resource for those of you who might be offering NPS for the first time or starting to offer NPS more in conjunction with your Better at Home program. These are our list of NPS essential questions, and these are questions that we ask our clients when they come in. And this just makes sure that folks are getting the benefits that they're entitled to. So this would be really great if you have, you know, your Better at Home workers volunteers or workers, whomever, visiting clients and, you know, making sure that they have access to these benefits because they might not even know that they're entitled. So, firstly, the federal benefits. So asking about old age security. If they're 65 plus and a Canadian resident for 10 years, it's likely that they're eligible. If they are living on a low income and also receiving old age security, they are likely eligible for GIS, the Guaranteed Income Supplement. If they're 60 to 64 on a low income with or a spouse or with a spouse 65 plus on GIS or who has passed away, they may be eligible for the allowance or the survivor's allowance. And if they contributed or a deceased partner contributed to CPP, they might be eligible for CPP or survivor's benefits. So these are always good to check with anyone who comes in for services, and of course, any of your Better at Home clients as well. In terms of provincial support as well, the shelter aid for elderly renters is a great one that I feel like a lot of seniors don't know about. So asking if they're 60 plus, if they're living on a low income and paying more than 30% of your income in rent, they might be eligible for shelter aid for elderly renters or SAFER. So yeah, just checking the eligibility with these folks and helping them apply, filling out the forms with them is kind of the cornerstone of NPS, and everything else kind of builds off of that. So these are kind of the one-time questions to ask. And then there are some annual reminders as well. So making sure that folks have filed their income taxes. So this is completely essential to making sure that their benefits like GIS and SAFER come through. If they do not file their taxes, their benefits will be cut. And there are lots of community-run income tax clinics that offer free tax filing, including us and including a lot of you as well, it sounds like. The safer rent supplement needs to be renewed every year, so just asking them if they've responded to their annual safer renewal letter. The BC Bus Pass, if they have that, they need to reapply again around October. I believe they get something in the mail and pay their annual $45 fee. So making sure they've done that is key. And then there are some additional supports as well that you can check in with them about, just making sure that they are registered for Fair Pharmacare and medical services plan supplementary benefits. So if they need help with medication or medical service costs, those applications are fairly simple to do online, and that's something that your navigators can support them with. Property tax deferral. If you do have a homeowner, asking them if they're eligible to defer their property taxes, that can be a huge place for older adults who are living on a low income to save some money. Asking them if they're aware of low-cost telecom services. Folks who are receiving the GIS are eligible for the TELUS for Good program and the Rogers Connected for Success programs, which offer mobile phone and internet at a reduced rate. And are you in need of dental coverage, which now the Canada Dental Care Plan, you can apply at any age. So that is now open to everybody for applications. So these are just some of our kind of base questions that we use when we're training our volunteers. So we wanted to share them with you as just a kind of jumping off point. I see in the chat there's a question, is there already a document for this? We have created an implementation guide, and all of this information that we're sharing today is in that guide, as well as much more, including the just navigation and peer support process and how to deliver the service, soft skills needed for the service, tips about self-care. I can't remember more off the top of my head, but there is plenty in there as well. Charlene mentions that the Benefits Wayfinder is a useful and comprehensive program to use for seniors. Yes, are you talking about the one on the Government of Canada website, Charlene? Yes. The implementation guide will be posted on CORE after this meeting. And Charlene, yes, go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying that, yes, it's the one on the government website that we've been using.
Yeah, so that's really great with a new client to go through that with them and make sure that, enter all of their information, and it'll tell you what benefits they are eligible for. So that is a really useful resource.
Okay, so it is quite comprehensive, and what they list is what they're going to be eligible for.
Exactly, yes.
Okay, that's great. Thank you.
Yes, and as well with all of these questions pertaining to all of these benefits, we have created training slides on each of these benefits, and I'm in the process of doing the recordings for them. So those training slides and recordings will be shared in time for the next Community of Practice meeting. So there'll be a lot more information on what these benefits are, more information about the eligibility and how to apply, which will be helpful when you are actually helping folks fill out those forms, making sure they're eligible, and all of that good stuff. Any more questions here about this? Awesome. I think.
One second. Hi, Sogol, it's Paola here again. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes.
Okay, so one of the questions I have, a lot of this, a lot of the work in NPS is currently doing for the Better Home programs is also being handled by our social prescribers. Doesn't the services, the social prescribers at the NPS overlap? Because they do help seniors with the safer rent supplement, the guide them and support them how to get these benefits. So it's already being handled by the social prescribing team. That's my comment.
Yeah, I think, depending on the organization, how long you've been delivering certain services and when you've gotten funding will definitely determine, if you have a social prescriber who's offering these types of services, or if you have NPS volunteers or an NPS coordinator. I do think that there's definitely ways that the two services can be integrated because there is so much overlap. I imagine, again, we don't have a social prescriber, but if we did, working with our volunteers, kind of letting volunteers take the more simple cases and having a social prescriber deal with more complex cases, I imagine would be a really excellent way to navigate that. But of course, I mean, it's really up to organizations and what works best for you all. Eunice asking, we had the same question with this overlap. How do we track it and report it? Yes. Sorry. I mean, again, I think asking how to track and report it will really depend, will be a unique case for each organization, depending on like where exactly that funding is going. I guess if your NPS funding is going to your social prescriber, then that would be different than if you had a social prescriber and an NPS coordinator. But yeah, I think that would be, again, something to connect with us on an individual basis about, and we can kind of talk through that option with you. How many of you are dealing with that issue? If you want to raise hands or put in the chat, the overlap between social prescribing and NPS and tracking that. Trish is a social prescriber, also known as a community connector. This is another funding stream offered by the United Way. Social prescribing is a program that connects vulnerable seniors to resources in their community, as well as connects them with healthcare. So they are more connected to physicians and the health authorities and getting referrals from physicians. And I think originally when social prescribing started, the idea was really to address social isolation and providing support with that. But of course, addressing social isolation, there's so many other compounding factors like housing, benefits, all of that. So it kind of ends up being a really wraparound service. If anyone wants to add anything about social prescribing to that, I would welcome that. Again, we don't have one, but I think that hopefully summarizes it.
Chloe, I can add something if that.
Yeah, please.
So I think the main thing that you might have questions about is what's the difference between a social prescriber or community connector and an NPS staff or a navigator. And the difference is that community connectors do a wellness plan. And so it's more sort of a robust wraparound. Like Chloe said, it's more wraparound service. A senior would be taken into the social prescribing program, and then there would be a sort of like a 5 to 10 week wellness program that they co-create with the seniors and if there are other family members. And a navigator is mostly sort of like a quick, I guess, navigation procedure, I guess I want to say, although it could be a little bit more than that. But community connectors are sort of, yeah, they're very much more involved.
Thank you for that, jumping in with that clarification, Indira. I think that differentiation of having the wellness plan versus not will be really helpful when you are figuring out, are you tracking this client as a, social prescribing client or an NPS client? Any other questions or thoughts before we move on?
On that topic, are there other meetings that happen for the community connector slash to the community connectors?
Yes, and I saw Indira nod, so I might let you speak to that as well.
Sure, yeah. I think for each of our regions, we have our own community of practice, our own COPs. We are still, I'm not sure about this because we still have to discuss with the team of whether we're going to have a provincial-wide community connector COP. Trish, where are you located again? I'm so sorry.
Yeah, so I'm located in Terrace, BC with Volunteer Terrace, and we actually do have a separate community connector. I misspoke earlier. There are overlaps though in other ways with that just because of the demographics of the population, that happen. So I was just wondering if the community connector would be attending a meeting like this or no.
No, I mean, they're welcome to come into the NPS COPs, but community connectors have our own social prescribing COP.
Got you. Thank you.
Do you mind if I just jump in for a sec? Thank you for that, Indy. I appreciate that. And Trish, I'm the healthy aging manager for Northern Region. I'm new on the job. We've got a bit of a team that we're growing here to offer more support out in the community. So we'll definitely be in touch in the next little while to figure some stuff out and hopefully connect and kind of, yeah, figure it out together. So I don't have a direct answer for you right now for the North, but I think to Indy's point, really it's looking at what works best for folks and how to better support y'all to be able to do the work that you do. And so I'm looking forward to those conversations, just to say.
That's great, Laura Lee. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. Thank you everybody for those great questions, and Indira and Laura Lee for jumping in with that extra info about the community connectors. I think we can move on to the next slide, Sogol.
Yeah, okay. Thanks everyone. Thanks, Chloe. Yeah, as mentioned before, in the chat box, we're gonna have COP meetings every third Wednesday of each month. Here are the dates, but I will share the calendar invite very shortly, like probably today, to ask you to save the date. We're gonna have a break on December this year, and the community of practices for next year, 2026. The dates will be announced later. The time is going to be the same. We're going to start from 1 running until 2:30. And on the other Wednesdays of each month, we are going to have dedicated office hours. So me or Chloe or both of us are going to be online. And you can join in using the link that we're going to share through the website that we're going to share later today. And you can join and come in and drop into those virtual meetings as you need to, or have a question for us. And we will try to get an answer for you or something as soon as possible, right after that meeting ends, or at the meeting if we have the resources on hand. So yeah, remember, all the Wednesdays from 1 to 2:30 we're available. So some of them are COPs, the others are office hours. And so for next steps, we're going to share a link asking you to book a date and time with us to have a one-on-one meeting for understanding the challenges you're facing or the supports we can provide for you. Based on those discussions and the challenges that we hear back from you, we're going to analyze the feedbacks that we're hearing, and also added to the seniors issues, the most pressing seniors issues that we are having the list for, and we shared it before. We're going to try to invite experts to come and have educational segments in our COPs. As mentioned, we're going to have office hours, and we will share materials, most of them today and as we go on. So today on Core, we're going to share one implementation guide with you, our intake forms, which comes in 2 formats, one a PDF. So if you're doing everything on paper, you can use that PDF. And if you're doing everything on your computer, we're going to share another version of like an e-version that we use for ourselves too. We're going to share a link to a wiki, which is a website we created with all the resources that we know available in that. So you can use it as a basis of like the first homepage that you open up, and as you see someone and hear about their problem, you can just click on that section of that website and see all the resources available for helping in that area. That is a constantly changing website. We are trying to ongoingly update everything. The resources that we have might be more general. So if you know something that is very like specific to your area or your region, just let us know and we can always add it to the website. Other than that, what are we sharing? A couple of training slides we will share today on provincial and federal benefits for seniors. And as we go along, we're going to share more training materials like the recording that Chloe mentioned that we're going to put on the slides. So yeah, Kim, just, wait for us to a couple more hours to see the things that we're going to share on Core. We will try to send it and have it on many more platforms. We're going to probably share the recordings on our YouTube and send the links on the Core, have them emailed to you guys and everything else, and enhance the process as we go and find the best channel. And yeah, here is the contact for us, the nps@411seniors.org. The email is going directly to my and Chloe's inbox. And the number is also the direct line for the NPS program. So you will talk to us directly with this number. You don't have to go through our general number for 411. And thank you everyone for joining us today. It was great meeting you for the first time. So many of you, so many new faces. We look forward to collaborating more closely and supporting your new programs. Yeah, thank you everyone.
Thank you so much. So nice to meet all of you and looking forward to learning more about all of you and working together. Hope you all enjoyed the day. I hope it's sunny where you are. Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks everyone for joining in.
Take care, everybody.
Bye.